Hello and welcome to my channel, On The Hook Crochet with Jeannie, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's on the hook. A lot of things are on the hook. I've been traveling and I have a lot of works in progress that I've been working on a little at a time, each one trying to stay balanced with the different projects. So I wanted to bring these to you to just show you what I'm working on, and maybe in some way it might inspire you to start another project or finish one. I know that sometimes I have startitis, I call it, and a friend of mine, Becky, calls it startitis, and that was perfect. Starting a lot of projects, startitis. And I have probably 6 or 8 here, but I'm working on them diligently. And I did finish 2 sweaters when I was in Destin last week, and those will be rolling out soon. And I didn't really want to have those on this particular video because I want to show the sweaters already finished. They're not quite finished. I still am tying up ends, as you know how it is. So today I wanted to tell you what I'm wearing, because not yesterday, but the last video I did not mention that I had on my Knit Crate Summer Citrus fingering, or it might have been sock weight scarf, and I had on a yellow blouse with it, and I wanted to tell you that. And actually I put it in the description box. I always put WIW, that means what I'm wearing, and if I forget to tell you in the video what I'm wearing, I always put it in the description box so you'll know if it's a pattern or a specific yarn that I think you'll be interested in. I'll put it in there. So just wanted to let you know that. But today I'm wearing the Armor Shawl by Holly Miller of the Proper Pineapple, and this is my version of it. It's a little bit smaller than hers, and I put a solid color with it. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I bought this at a yarn festival and I ran out of yarn. I didn't have enough to finish it, so I used moss color cotton fair in here, and then I finished off with the original yarn at the end, and it turned out okay. I like the green, and there's quite a bit of this kind of a purple or cranberry color, so I'm wearing it with a cranberry shirt, and it's just a plain shirt with 3/4 sleeves, and it matches the yarn colors and pretty well just right on the money. And I love the green and purple together. I don't know why, I just kind of gotten excited about green and purple. So I wanted to wear this today and show it to you. It's not hot. It's 95 degrees outside, but I'm running the air conditioner, and this is not a hot scarf. It's not as big as Holly's, and she made hers much larger, and I stopped at about row 21, I believe it was, and she might have gone to row 30 or 40, I don't know. But I think I actually used a bigger hook and everything. I changed it around quite a bit, but I do love her pattern, and I love the way the edging worked. It just looks really, really classy. I like it. Holly, great pattern. Again, great pattern. And I'll put the link to the pattern in the description box so you can find it if you might want to make it for a winter scarf. It's quite beautiful. I'll take it off and show it to you. It looks like this. And it's got, very long tails on it. And I really like the way they turned out. So there's plenty of substance there to put around your neck. You can wear it like this, which is not my favorite way to wear a scarf, as you know, but that's okay. I can wear it like this. I'm adventurous, and you know, we can tie it again, or I know we can. Well, I don't know. Let's don't. Let's just wear it the way we like it. Okay, so let me put this back on, and it's very easy to wear. I really like wool. For some reason I've gotten to where I've really embraced it, and I wear it quite often. Actually wore a scarf at the beach when we were going into restaurants that were kind of chilly, and I would wear my Elena scarf or my Hook by Robin scarf, and they just were just perfect, right around my neck, not too heavy. Alright, on to works in progress. I want to show you first of all something I got from Hobium. I wanted to show you something that Hobium sent me in their last box, or the first box might have been, that I saved. There were 2 hanks of the Etrafil. This is wool. It is not baby cashmere. It is wool. And it says 4-ply wool, so I guess that's what that is. It has a substantial halo on it, you can tell. I don't like that too much. I don't like halos on wool, and I didn't really notice it at first, and this may end up being gifted to somebody, which is fine. But for right now, this is the hank. This is how it looks in the hank. And like I was telling you in the last video, sometimes when you cake a ball of yarn, a hank of yarn, it looks different. Here it is in the ball. See how much more action there is in that than in this. You just can't really tell what it's going to look like. And I did the start of a small scarf, a triangle scarf that I'm just kind of doing on my own. And this is what it looks like. Let me get it up here where you can see it. I'm missing a row right here, so that's why it looks off center, but this is the center of it right here. And that's what it looks like crocheted. And I think these are just double crochet. I think that's how I did it. I really was experimenting to see if I liked it or not. And it's not as soft as I would love for a scarf, but it is quite beautiful. I do love the colors in it. Very nice. It would actually go with this blouse very well. So that is something I'm not working on diligently, but I am working on it. And I'm using a size 7, a 4.5 millimeter hook to make this. And it's this is doesn't say what it is, if it's DK or fingering, but my guess is that it's a DK weight yarn. That's what it looks like. It doesn't say anywhere on the tag what it's made of, or I mean, it says it's made out of wool, but it doesn't say anything about the size. But since it's 100 grams, I assume it's DK. I don't know the answer to that, but I have 2 hanks of that, so I'm working on that, not diligently, but I am working on it. And in the last video, I mentioned that I was working on a top made out of the bamboo pop. Let me get it up there. That's where it'll catch it. Bamboo pop, and it's half and half cotton acrylic. I'm sorry, cotton and bamboo, half and half. And I have this much yarn left on my first ball. And this is what I'm making. I'm making a top, and the top is going to be elbow sleeve, tight elbow sleeve, not tight, but you know, not big blousey sleeves. Something that some of my subscribers had asked me to make something that would go under a jacket, and I have one other thing that I'm making that will go under a jacket. But this is another idea that I had, but it'll keep the top of your arms warm even if you take your jacket off. And this is crocheted in a different kind of stitch than most. It's a half double crochet, but it's done into the hole below on the row below, and I'm sure there's a name for that. I don't know what it is, and I'm sure somebody will tell me. But instead of going into the stitch where you usually go into at the top up here, behind those top 2 little yarn, below the 2 top pieces of yarn there, that's where we usually go, right in there. But I'm going into the hole below it and catching the whole stitch into the stitch above it. So what that does is it makes a very dense fabric. If you can see that, it's dense. And it crochets a little bit slower because you're not really moving up as fast because you're dipping down into that row below a little farther than you normally would. But I thought that was it's a beautiful fabric, and it's nice and dense. You won't have to wear anything like a tank top under it, and that way it'll be appropriate to wear under a jacket, so you won't be too hot, and it'll be a nice look. It's dressy, and the bamboo really sets it off. It's not slick or shiny, but it's a beautiful yarn. You can tell that it's not cheap. This is not a cheap yarn. But that's what I'm making, and I'll probably put a pattern out for this. I'm guessing that I probably will, and that'll be available before too long. And then I bought some beautiful I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is by Lion Brand, and this is a number 2 yarn, and it's like Cotton Fair, only it's made from 100% acrylic. There's no cotton in it, and it is 100 grams, size 2, 100% acrylic, and on the ball are 326 yards. And that's a substantial amount. And also the yarn is almost like a woven yarn. It's not, can you see that? I hope you can. See the little lines in it. It's not, it doesn't have a halo, but it's very defined. And I've made a little bit from it, and let me show you this. This is what it looks like. You see the lines in that yarn? That's really interesting. It's a twist yarn. I guess maybe that's what you could call it. But this is what it looks like when it is crocheted. It's very beautiful. And so I've made the bottom few rows of a top in this. It'd probably be similar to the black top. And that would give me a red top and a black top. And they'd be made in different yarns so you can kind of see what the difference is. This is a 2, and the black yarn, the bamboo pop, is a number 3. So they will crochet up a little bit different. But I will probably use, I think I'm using a 7 hook on both tops. So we'll see what the difference is. I like to do things with different yarns because I want you to do things with different yarns and experiment with hook sizes and everything. I've always said that, and I totally mean it, because crochet isn't any fun if all you can do is follow a pattern and you're locked into everything. So experiment out, do things as you want. Now, and I'm using Melody's bag that she gave me, this little Texas bag. Isn't that cute? I took that to Florida, and I had 2 of my scarves in it that I was carrying. And also the yarn that she gave me. She gave me some Yarn Bee sugar wheel cotton. Very cute, pretty colors. And I thought I would try just a very simple scarf for, maybe fall. And I've gotten this far with it. It's going to be narrow. I don't like big wide scarves, so it's going to be narrow. I think there are 11, they're probably 22 stitches across, and a few rows of singles, and then rows of trebles. Not anything hard to do at all. And I'm already at the yellow now. I've gone from the pink to the gold to the yellow. And it's going to be a very colorful scarf. And I plan to make it right about 70 inches long, which is about the length that I like for a long scarf, so that you can double it around your head and put one end through where the scarf is bent, and just kind of pull it and have it stay on your neck. And that's what I have planned for this. So Melody, thank you for the yarn and for the little bag that I'm keeping it in, and I'll be continuing to work on that. So I'm probably a fourth of the way through with it, and I'll probably put some fringe on it too. Might make it a little bit Texan, and that's where it came from. The next work in progress that I have is using Lion Brand Comfy Cotton in the driftwood color, and this has blue and brown and beige. It's beautiful colors. I originally bought this yarn to make a large scarf, and my tastes have changed a little bit, and so I decided I wasn't going to do that, and I was going to make a sweater, because I love sweaters. I'm going to have lots of sweaters for wintertime, and I hope that you will too. But this driftwood comfy cotton is a number 3 yarn, and I think it is 392 yards on the cake, and it's half cotton, half polyester. And I'm sure a lot of you have worked with comfy cotton. It's very, very easy to work with. It does split just a little bit. I have found that this has been splitting on me, but I'm using an eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook in the Clover size, of course, in the Clover brand. And this is a side-to-side winter sweater. And I'm going to make a side-to-side winter sweater, and this is what it's going to look like. And I've got it a little bit longer than my other sweaters are. Let me get back just a little bit. You can see how long it is. If I put it up here at my shoulder seam, I can see how long it's going to be. Right about here. My waist is here. So it's going to be fairly long for me. I don't usually make my sweaters terribly long because I'm short, and I don't make long sweaters. But this is what it looks like, and I'm making it in a ribbed stitch, so it will be very stretchy across the front and across the back. It should be very comfortable. And comfy cotton is soft. It's not the softest yarn I've ever felt, but it'll make a great sweater, and I'm not worried about that at all. It's pretty squishy, and the way I'm crocheting it is going to have some interest in the way it looks. It'll have ribs in it, and so it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice look. It's going to be interesting to look at, put it that way. So that's another work in progress that I have going. And I know last time I went through my works in progress, I showed you this yarn, and this is the James Brett marble yarn in kind of a gray and white, a little bit of green in there. I don't love it. I've worked with it, and I don't know what happened to me. I made something out of it. I started a sweater with it, and I just didn't like it because it's scratchy. And I know that if I make that, it's going to be in my closet. I'm not going to wear it. It's soft and squishy, but it's a little scratchy, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's soft, but it's scratchy. And it also has quite a halo on it. I don't know if you see that. I just don't like halos. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. So I'm not embracing this. I don't know what to do with it. If you think I should give it away, let me know. I know I'll get some takers on that. But I have 4 balls of this. It's on each ball are, let me see how many yards are in this. It's 100% acrylic, 262 yards. So 8, 9, 10. I have about, a little less than 1,200 yards of this. And I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it. I just didn't like what I had done, and so I frogged every bit of it out. And I'm just not pleased with it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know what I'm going to do. So that's where I stand right now, and probably by the end of the week, hopefully I'll have a new sweater out on my Etsy shop, and I'll announce that to you. The people that are in the community will receive an email and have a special discount on it for the new pattern if you're interested in it. If you're not, that's fine. But I'll probably model that for you on Saturday. That's my plan. I hope it doesn't fall through. I have a lot of things going on this week, but I think I can work it in. So I think I'm going to do that. So I hope you'll join me next time to find out what's on the hook.